Hey, I have a question for you. Did you know that Amazon loses inventory or damages inventory on a regular basis? And while they do an okay job at reimbursing you, a lot of times they don't. Not until you find the issue and then let them know about it. That means combing through tons of reports and running things through Excel, doing all these complicated tasks. Luckily, I had my team build me software that does this all for me. I called it Refund Genie, and now you can use it too. In fact, thousands of our podcast listeners have already been using it. Here are some real-life results pulled from our FBA High Rollers Facebook group. So here we go. I'm going to omit last names, but if you want to go to our Facebook group, you'll see the post there. But Peter got back $946. Jared got back over $8,000. Sherry was using another service that got her $5 back, but got back over $6,000 with Refund Genie. Jessica got back $847, and she has a diligent partner keeping up with her inventory. Mark got back over $13,000. Andrea got back $2,200 in less than 24 hours. Kevin King, my buddy, he got back over $28,000 in less than a month, and Paul got back $13,900. Now, these are real people in our group, like I said, all of them. Feel free to join our Facebook group and do a search for Refund Genie, and you'll see a bunch of raving posts. You can join our Facebook group, by the way, if you're not in there already, by going to ampmpodcast.com/Facebook. By the way, Refund Genie is included in our suite of tools for all paid Helium 10 members, but you get 10 Amazon seller tools that you can use for other things like keyword research, keyword tracking, hijacker alerts, misspelling generation, brand gate checking, listing optimizations, keyword index checking, and so much more. The same tools that I use, the same tools that a ton of big sellers are using. By the way, we also have a 100% money back guarantee. We only want you as a customer if you're thrilled with the tools. So Refund Genie is just one of those tools, and it's included in there. Oh, one other thing, you can check to see how much money you may be owed from Amazon for free. Okay, so you don't have to be a paid member to at least see how much you might be owed. Okay, you can make that decision after you see the numbers. So take at least 2 minutes right now, head over to helium10.com. That's helium10.com, helium10.com.
Warning, the following podcast has been classified as insanely lucrative. Listener discretion is advised.
Wrote in there, it would be nice if I got a larger loan. I know other people that are getting even bigger loans than me who are not.
Your attention, please. Listening to the AMPM podcast may cause recurring revenue streams and unfair advantages over your competitors. Other side effects may include fatter wallets, fired bosses, and longer vacations. Listen at your own risk. Here's your host, seven-figure entrepreneur and online marketing madman, Manny Coates. Manny Coates.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the AMPM podcast. My name is Manny Coates, and I will be your host, and this is the show where we discuss all things Amazon private label and how to generate recurring revenue streams 24 hours per day during the AM and the PM, hence the name of the show. Get it? AMPM podcast. As a matter of fact, I just ordered myself a super notebook. I needed a new system that I could bring to the new office. So I got one of those Surface Book Pros, one of the ones completely maxed out. I think it's about just over $3,000. And while I was paying for that sucker, I was making money. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. So guys, today I want to talk about lending, okay? And I want to talk about what I'm getting done and how that's helping my business. And I'm going to keep this really short though. So if you guys have listened to one of my previous podcasts, you know that I'm big about getting other people's money and using their money to make you money, right? And by other people, that includes Amazon. And for the longest time, I was never getting one of those Amazon loans, right? So I was pretty excited when I finally did. At about a year into my selling, that's when it happened. And that seems to be what Amazon does. Unless they've changed their policy right at about that 1 year mark, that's when Amazon will reach out to you and say, hey, you know what? We've got a loan for you. And my loan started off small. And then my last loan up until just recently was just over $100,000. I think it was $107,000 or something like that. I haven't gone back and looked at the exact number. And then they just deduct the payment over 6 months. I think that's what I had. Now you can get 12 months. You can get different terms. But they just take it out of the payment that they would normally pay you. And of course, that's pretty cool, because you can get these funds to help fund these inventory purchases. At least that's what I was using it for. So just recently, I got another loan offer, but I didn't get it by chance, I don't think. for the longest time, I just wasn't getting any more loans. And I was talking to Kevin King and some other people, and they constantly kept getting these bigger loans that they could refinance their previous loan into and get some additional cash. Wasn't happening to me, even though my metrics were looking better and better with Amazon, wasn't getting it. So just earlier this week, I got an email from Amazon, and it was from their lending department, and it was a questionnaire, okay? And I typically don't even open questionnaires. I just don't have time for it. But I thought, you know what? Let me look at this and see what they're asking for. So I decided to actually fill it out, okay? It was an online form. And basically, I went through all the questions, and it asked me things like, what do I like about the program? What do I not like about it? In what order would I put the importance of certain things, whether it's the loan amount, the loan speed, the repayment terms, and so forth. One of the things, though, or actually there was a couple places in there where it was asking for specific feedback, and it allowed me to actually type things in. And I kept saying in both of those that, the one thing I wish you guys would improve on is to give the appropriate people like myself larger loans, because it could really help us grow our business, and we're good customers and blah, 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 right? I just kind of spelled it out for them. And I was thinking, my mindset on that is, well, maybe this gets to the appropriate person. Somebody's reading these things, and maybe they send it over, they review my account, and something would happen. Small chance, right? So I did that. I submitted it that evening. So I imagined that somebody didn't read that until the following morning. Well, shocking to me, when I came in the morning, my time, I'm on the West Coast here in California, I had an email from Amazon Lending, and I thought they were responding back to, what I'd submitted to them. And they actually increased my loan. They said, I am pre-approved now for a $250,000 loan, a $250,000 loan. It was actually, I think, $257,000. So they would refinance my original. I had about $90-something thousand left on the original one. They'd refinance that in and then give me essentially $150,000 or something like that in extra fees. And this was perfect because I'm like, okay, awesome. I'm just now starting to scale out my product list. I just talked about this on another podcast where I'm trying to double the number of product offerings that I have compared to what I've generated over the last year and a half. So all of those SKUs, I'm going to be doubling the number that I have. I'm getting into new markets, several new niches that I've not been into. So is it coincidence that, for the longest time now, months and months and months, no offers from Amazon, and then literally the morning after I submit this questionnaire, where I actually wrote in there, it would be nice if I got a larger loan. I know other people that are getting even bigger loans than me who are not making as much money and so forth, right? You do that kind of thing, or that's what I was writing. And then sure enough, the next morning, right, not even 24 hours later, boom, I've got a loan. I don't think it's coincidence. People might say it is, and it could be. But all I want to say is if you are getting these questionnaires from Amazon Lending and you do want extra money, fill it out and put that in one of the fields when they ask, what is it that you'd like to see? Because it worked for me, or I think it worked for me anyways. I got the loan one way or the other, but it doesn't hurt. It can't hurt, I don't think. It can only potentially do something good for you. And, these loans, people ask, well, why do you want these loans? Actually, I've talked to sellers who say, yeah, I've been offered an Amazon loan, but I don't need it. I don't really need that loan because, I'm growing at whatever the pace is. My thought process on that is take the loan anyways, because you're building credit with Amazon. The first loan for me was small, right? The next loan was bigger. This last loan was way bigger, $250,000, right? And I know people that are getting much, much bigger loans, $750,000 loans and so forth. At some point, you might need that. And if you don't accept that loan from Amazon now, when you finally do need it and you're applying and you're trying to get it, it's going to be small potentially, and that's going to suck. So I would say get them now, choose the shortest term, repay it back, use that for extra inventory, another SKU or marketing, whatever it is that you need to use it for to actually build your business and build that credit and go from there. For me, the way I look at it, even if I'm paying a 10% interest rate, because that's a killer for a lot of people, like, man, it's 10%. I'm rounding this number to a nice even number. But at 10%, if I can go out there and I can buy a product at $5 and I can turn around and sell it for $30, that 10% doesn't mean anything. I'm going to be improving my margins, my sales, everything by way more than 10% with that money. So it's free sales. It's free business. It's adding to the value of my company so that when I want to exit, which could be very soon for one of these companies, when I want to exit, I've got that value there. I've got extra sales. Okay. So I think it's important to grab those loans, guys. I think it's super important now to fill out these questionnaires by Amazon, at least from Amazon Lending. I don't think it's a coincidence. Definitely check that out. But I wanted to point that out there that Because if somebody would have told me a long time ago, hey, make sure you respond to those Amazon lending emails, I would have been doing it way, way, way earlier, but I haven't been doing that. So do that, guys. Hopefully this tip works for you. If it does, if you actually fill out one of these questionnaires and you say in there, hey, I love everything about the program. I just think the loan amounts that you guys are giving me are very small, very, very small. I wish that you would give me a larger loan and they would be offered more often. Let me know if you actually get a loan right after that, okay? Post it in our Facebook group or actually go to the ampmpodcast.com site and use the contact form there. Just leave us an audio voice message. I'd be very, very curious. So speaking of our Facebook group, guys, head over to that. There's, I believe, about 20,000 people. It's funny, every time I mention this, the number's getting bigger. But go to ampmpodcast.com/Facebook, and that will send you directly to the website or to the Facebook group. Or you can go to Facebook and just type in a search for FBA High Rollers, and that will actually show you our group as well. Again, around 20,000 active Amazon sellers in there, so it's really cool. All right, that's all I've got for the day. Hope this works for you guys. Let me know if it does, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Hey, you are not alone. Okay, we have over 19,000 Amazon private label sellers in our Facebook group. It's a huge community, okay? Tons of information is being posted daily, and I want you guys in there, all right? So there's a few ways to get there. First of all, you can go to Facebook and you can just type in FBA High Rollers in the search field and we should pop up, okay? That's gonna be us. You can also go to our website at ampmpodcast.com/Facebook and that will redirect you. Or if you just go to the ampmpodcast.com site, on the top left, there will be a big, huge Facebook button, and you can click that, and that will also take you there. So 3 ways, guys, to get into our group. Please join. We should be able to get you approved for that group right away. And once you're in there, introduce yourself and join a huge community. By the time you get in there, it should be even higher than 19,000. It's growing fast. So there's a lot to learn in there. The podcast is just one way. The Facebook group is just an extension of that, and it's awesome, and it's free. So please join us, and I'll see you on the inside. If you like this episode, check out episode number 119. That's 119. That's where we introduce you to a new tool by Viral Launch called Market Intelligence. It's a tool that I actually use. It's a tool that I like. I think you guys will like it as well. We're going to be talking about that and a lot more with the CEO of Viral Launch, Casey Goss. That's episode number 119. Hey guys, there's a lot of training out there for beginners, but there's not much for those that are already crushing it, those people that are intermediate to advanced level sellers. Well, that's changed because we now have the Illuminati Monthly Mastermind Training. So the number one question that everybody always asks is, well, why are you calling it Illuminati Mastermind? Well, the modern definition of Illuminati is a person that is enlightened to a specific subject. And we are enlightened on the topic of private label. So we're going to show you how to outrank, outpace, and outsell your competition. When you join the Illuminati Mastermind monthly training, you're going to be getting 90 minutes to 2 hours of training every single month via a webinar, a live webinar that you can attend, you can ask questions, you're going to be present. We'll also have a replay available to those people that are members. Now, we also follow that up about a week to 2 weeks later with a live Q&A. We'll go about an hour, 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours to make sure all the questions are answered. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, is this really advanced training? Is it beyond the basics? Well, I'm going to tell you some of the things that we've already covered in the previous months, and you can decide for yourself. So, we already covered how to run a full price lightning deal, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Very interesting, right? We also taught how to get massive free organic traffic from suggested search, or how to convert 1-star reviews to 5-star reviews, even if the reviewer is anonymous. How to get into AMS, that's Amazon's marketing service, without giving up a product. Or how to use your product questions to be on the first page of Google search. 20 sources that one of our mentors has used to raise money for his Amazon inventory, because cash flow is one of the biggest obstacles to growth. We've already talked about how to dramatically increase your sales with shopping cart and listing enhancements. We have a lot of students that are doing this and it's blowing up their sales. We've talked about how to create audiences on Facebook of your Amazon customers, how to influence the canonical URL for better indexing on Google for your products. And if you don't know what a canonical URL is, you're going to want to listen to one of these back episodes, one of these back webinars that we've done. The Illuminati package insert that gets an 85% open rate and a 30% email sign up. This blows away any traditional insert that you would put into your products. And it's not a paper insert. That's the coolest thing about this. How to save thousands of dollars per shipment from anything that's coming from China and going to Amazon. It's something that I use every single time. How to get your products featured in major newspapers, magazines, and TV shows. Strategies on how to use Google Shopping to actually drive outside traffic to Amazon or to your shopping page. That's content we've already covered. And like I said, every single month we add additional webinars, right? We're gonna do one brand new webinar every single month. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, if you wanna take your business to the next level, if you wanna join elite sellers, okay, guys that are already crushing it, masterminding with 6-figure sellers, 7-figure sellers, even 8-figure sellers, then this is the program that you want to be in. This is the membership you want to join today. So to do that, we have set up a webinar. You can find out more information by going over to illuminatimastermind.com. That's illuminatimastermind.com. There'll be a link in the show notes. Once you're on that page, click that orange button, the register my spot now. Okay, that'll get you registered for the webinar. Full disclosure, let me say right now, there will be an offer made to you, an investment opportunity to join us. It's not going to be cheap, but it's not for beginners either. So we hope that you'll join us. One last thing, guys, we offer a money-back guarantee, an unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. So try it for 30 days. If it's not for you for whatever reason, let us know. We'll refund your money. You'll be out and you'll be set. Don't miss out on this opportunity. The price may be going up. Join now. See you on the inside.
You've been listening to the AM/PM podcast hosted by Manny Coates. For more information, insider tools, and to get the resources mentioned in this episode, visit ampmpodcast.com.